Okay, part two. It's time for part two, guys. I know you guys are ready. I'm ready, especially after part one. Even though I only remember the last few rows. Yeah, that happens a lot when you do big readings. You forget things very quickly. But yeah, I'm very interested to see how this goes because, baby, I'm ready for the tea. Let's see. Okay, the first question we have is, do the girls actually like each other? I feel like I kind of answered that in part one when I pulled on everybody's feelings towards the other person, because I picked up on whether or not people liked each other, whether or not they're friends or just, it's business, or if they like. I just feel like I kind of pulled a little bit on that. I don't know. I might have to do like a 180 on that question or whatever and come back around to it if I really want to. Let me see the next question we have. Are they just colleagues? Exactly. I feel like I pulled on that too. Some of the members do see each other just like for, being friends or just working together. Nothing too serious. Again, I'm gonna come back around for those two questions. Question number one, question number two. I'll come back to those. Okay, the next one we have is there a clique in the group? Okay, that sounds very interesting. I kind of like that question right there. Okay, I'm going to pull on the collective energy of the group first. I'll pull on just to see, are there cliques in the group, Katseye? And if there's a yes, then okay, I pulled 3 tarot cards. The first tarot card on the left represents the collective energy of the Katseye group members, and the tarot card on the right will represent, are there any cliques in the Katseye group? And then the tarot card in the middle again will represent, the collective energy between the collective energy of the Katseye group, if there's any cliques going on. So let's hop into it. I'm just gonna flip them all over and tell you guys how it is. Okay, tarot card on the left that represents the collective energy of the Katseye members of the group, whatever. We have the reverse 4 cups. Tarot card on the right we have that represents, are there any cliques in Katseye group? We have the reverse 3 of Pentacles. Ooh, okay. Interesting. I'll come back to that. And then tarot card in the middle represents, collective energy between these two, the group, and if there are any cliques, we have the 2 of Cups. Okay. Oh, okay, baby. Okay. Oh, baby. Oh, okay. Okay, let's get into this, baby. I am invested now. Like, after that first reading, I'm invested. And off first glance, because we have the reverse 4 cups, we have the 2 of cups, and we have the reverse 3 of pentacles. Baby, there are cliques going on. There are cliques. I do feel like hopping over to the reverse 3 of pentacles, which is the definition of not being able to work together as a team, because the 3 of pentacles is all about building foundation, good teamwork when it comes to business and colleagues. It's in reverse. I don't think they work well together. I think a lot of people will be surprised they don't work well together. That's toxic work environment. That is not being able to get along, not being able to what's it called, like teamwork, not being able to do that. But we have the reverse 3 of pentacles connecting to the 2 of cups, which means they work better when they're in pairs. So I feel like if there's cliques going on, there's 2v2. There's not like big cliques like, oh, everybody but this person, or 3 people, that people, or everybody has a clique. I feel like there's pairs. People have, like, I guess their favorite person who they like to pair off with, who they I guess you can say trust, or who they work well with. I feel like there's pairs going on here. And since they're like 6 girls, I'm going to be surprised if there's some type of even number of like people who pair off and how they're good with each other. Hopping over to the reverse 4 cups, which represents the Katseye members' collective energy, which is being open and positive to any offers. So we have the reverse 4 cups connecting to the 2 of cups, which is again a freaking offer by someone else, a partnership. So again, the Katseye members are always open for alliances, for partnerships, and this and that. Because if not, I feel like everybody would have been very, not solo. It's like people would have been like doing their own thing, like being an individual. They wouldn't be very centered or group focused. Like they wouldn't really care too much about trying to work together, trying to build each other up. If not, I do feel like they are open to partnerships, working together, but I feel like it isn't as big as the whole group, because I think the whole group have a hard time working together. I feel like they work better in pairs. And I do think certain members do have little cliques, but the cliques are just, two people of two. I don't think they're bigger than two. So it's a lot more interpersonal and stuff like that when it's just a couple people together. I feel like, again, with the reverse Three of Pentacles, I feel like the reason why the group members have a hard time working together in unison is because probably like egos and personalities clashing. Everybody has their own beliefs. Everybody's motivated differently for different things. Some people are motivated because, the music, want to be a successful artist. Some people are motivated for the fame, the money, the clout, stuff like that. So I feel like that plays a role too. But I definitely think it's personality. Like, no shade. I know I shouldn't be bringing it up because we don't know yet. But I wonder it has something to do with, like, people like Sophia's personality. Because that's something I picked up in the part 1. Is that a lot of people don't like Sophia. I feel like her personality or the way she presents herself really turns people off, to be honest with you. That's something I noticed in part 1. But to be straightforward, to answer your question, I do think there's cliques, and I think the cliques are pairs. I do think members are joining forces together to, I don't know, have each other's back, or I don't know what. Okay, next question we have. Next question we have is there any hidden animosity amongst, the Katseye girls? So I'm just going to pull a card on the collective energy of the Katseye group. Is there any hidden animosity, the collective energy, and see what we get. Okay, tarot card on the left represents the collective energy of the Katseye group or Katseye members, and the tarot card on the right represents, is there any animosity amongst the Katseye members and the group, yada yada yada. And tarot card in the middle represents the collective energy between the Katseye collective energy of the group, and if there's any animosity amongst the group. So yeah, let's hop into the reading. Tarot card on the left, we have the Moon card. Oh, that's for the group too? Okay, I already know where this is going, but let's proceed. Tarot card on the right is the reverse Five of Wands. Okay, very interesting. And tarot card in the middle we have is the Six of Wands. Okay. First off, first glance, hopping over to that Moon card for the collective energy of the Katseye group. The Moon cards is things that are hidden behind the scenes. Like they're illusions, shadows, things that are deeper beyond the surface. Which is telling me that this group is low-key kind of fake. And what I mean by fake is what goes on behind the scenes is not the same thing that happens on screen. Which I feel like is pretty normal, but I also feel like with the moon, there's things hidden in the darkness. So this could also mean the girls are also not honest with each other about their true feelings towards one another. And I'm pretty sure from part 1, you'll be able to see who they could possibly be. I do feel like they are hiding a lot of their true feelings towards each other. And this question we pulled on has to do with animosity. So it most likely is linked to that. Now, hopping over to the reverse Five of Wands and then the Six of Wands, which I was surprised by, which tells me with the reverse Five of Wands for the card pull for is there any animosity amongst group members. This card in reverse actually means there's a truce. People are playing nice. People are trying to get along, get together. You're trying to not be rivals, don't compete with each other, trying to be friendly, try to work together. If you connect the reverse Five of Wands to the Six of Wands, which is my victory, recognition, this is also can be what's called popularity. This also can be attention, clout chasing. It also can be being admired by other people, which is like fans and stuff like that. Think of stands and stuff like that. Like people who celebrate you, support you, lift you up, all these things. So connecting the Six of Wands to the reverse Five of Wands is telling me they're playing nice with each other, trying to get along, trying to be friends, trying to be friendly for the public, for their fans, for their support. They don't want the fans to know secretly with the moon card, there is some secret animosity amongst each other with other members, but they don't want you guys to know that. For now, they have no problem with playing nice, trying to be friendly, not trying to compete with each other, trying to be, girls or whatever. But the only reason they're doing this is because of the Six of Wands, which is you guys, the fans, the supporters, people who give them success, the money, the popularity, people who boost them up and stuff like that, who pay attention to them. They know that if they were to be publicly very competitive or act very like rivals and stuff like that, or act very catty, they know how much it's going to impact them negatively. Like, it's like basically definition of trying to avoid getting canceled. Yeah, because of low key, going back to the moon card, which represents the group collective energy, is giving low key, especially with the image, is giving me like, oh, you can't sit with us type of ish. So I do think one, like I said earlier in the first part of this questionnaire or whatever, I do think there are cliques. There is some mean girl energy. Think of the Mean Girls movie about, you can sit with us type of ish. I do feel like there's a little bit of that. I do think there is some animosity amongst some of these girls. I mean, some of these young ladies and young women in this K-pop group. But I do think they're all playing nice. They're all, putting the swords down. They're not trying to fight, not trying to argue, not trying to compete with each other, act like rivals, or be catty. And it's all because of the public and the fans. They need to keep their support. They don't want people to know their true feelings towards the other members. They don't want to lose any type of recognition, success, popularity, yada, yada, yada. That's basically what it is to summarize it. Okay, next question we have is there any bullying going on within the Katseye group? So, tarot card on the left will represent, the collective energy of the Katseye group / members. The tarot card on the right will represent, is there any bullying going on within the Katseye group? And of course, tarot card in the middle represents, clarify the energy between each other, help connect the other two cards. Okay, let's hop into it. Sorry, I'm trying to go fast paced with it, knock out all these questions. Tarot card on the left, we have tarot card on the left that represents the collective energy of the Katseye group. We have the Seven of Wands. Tarot card on the right, that represents is there any bullying going on within the Katseye group. We have the Five of Pentacles. That's not good. Tarot card in the middle represents, the energy between the collective energy of the Katseye group, and if there's any bullying going on within the Katseye group. We have the reverse justice card. Okay, I kind of saw this coming when I flipped over the Five of Pentacles, but okay, the reverse justice card really put things to perspective. Okay, let's hop to the left, the Seven of Wands, which represents the collective energy of the Katseye group. There's a lot of defensive fighting for your position going on here. I'm feeling a lot of that. Like, if you're gonna tell me if these girls are competitive with each other, yes. Like I said earlier, is there animosity? Yes. Do they actually like each other? I don't think all of them like each other. I feel like if you had to give like a broad answer, like a good amount of the members don't really vibe with each other. But anyway, back to the question. The Seven of Wands, again, this is someone who have, I guess you could say, resistance. Very, very defensive. Like, I will fight for what I want to believe in. I'll just fight in general. So, it's not looking good. Hopping over to the Five of Pentacles, which I pulled on for, is there any bullying going on within the Katseye group? I do think there is tension. And this tension is more about, it's not directly connected to bullying. It's more about blaming other members for problems, lack of money or lack of a budget. Because if you connect the Five of Pentacles with the reverse justice card, it's like the group is getting effed over and everyone wants to play the blame game. You know what I mean? It's almost like, a scapegoat. Maybe there's a scapegoat. Like, could it be considered bullying? Kinda. Like, assuming someone else the problem or blaming someone else for, like, the problem or taking the fall is giving, like, a scapegoat type vibes. Like, It's like I'm trying to think of a popular thing. It's like, think about your, okay, let's say you have siblings, and then one of your siblings, of course not you, breaks something, and your parents automatically assume that it's their, in quote, problem child or the wild child, the one that's like a little more maybe rebellious, harder to control, doesn't like to listen or follow the rules. They automatically assume it's that one. It's giving a little bit of that, like picking on the one that's a lot, picking on the one that seems to be either too different or not following with the program, like stuff like that. Very, maybe more rebellious, a little more, the person doesn't cooperate or I guess contribute enough to the group. I don't know. I do feel like the question is, is there bullying going on? I do feel like maybe there is some singling someone out, like picking on them, but it's more like using them as a scapegoat towards their problems. Like, this person's the reason why, I don't know, this scandal happened, or this person's the reason why we're getting backlash online, or this. It's like using someone as a scapegoat. Because bouncing back to the Five of Pentacles for, is there any bullying going on within the Katseye group? The Five of Pentacles is about, not just financial loss. It's about mental, physical, and financial decline. So think about someone's mental and physical health on a decline because they're always seen as like the problem person, left behind, the scapegoat, like the black sheep of the family. That, okay, there you go. Maybe that's the word I was looking for earlier. Like the black sheep of the family, you automatically get singled out or picked on or seen as the root of the problem, or people make it seem like you are the problem, even if you're not really doing anything. It's kind of like that. Like everyone needs like a villain or something like that. And I do think it is unwarranted because we have the Justice card in reverse, which is being blinded by your own truth, a little bit of hatred. This also could be, unfair treatment, and I guess you can say like corruption. Like you're corrupting something, this is not right, and you're still doing it. So if you connect those two, the reverse Justice card and the Five of Pentacles, it's giving someone in the group is the scapegoat that they like to blame as their problem person or difficult to work with, the diva. Think of these like terms people like to use when it comes to like group members, like, oh no, I think she better than everyone else. Oh no, keep messing up the choreography or whatever. She always never on beat. She always have something negative to say. She never wants to smile. She always wants to look different. Like these little things like that. And I do think before I move on to the next question, I do think when this group like come across an obstacle or a scandal or something, ooh, these young ladies, especially once the management or whoever oversees these people, like label or whatever, comes to them asking them what happened, who caused this. Why do I feel like, I'm not saying everyone's pointing fingers. I'm saying like, it's like that quick, oh, not me, not me, not me, not me. It's almost like ready to like automatically turn that negative attention away from them just like that. I do feel a little bit of that with that Seven of Wands. You can even see in the image like someone scolding this younger woman, like, so who caused this problem? Everybody like, shoot, looking around, the other members like, oh, it wasn't me. Like, I don't know, like, who could have did that? It was like a little bit of that kind of iffiness right there. But anyway, moving on to the next question. Okay, next question. Why are the girls constantly getting injured? To be honest with you, once I got into doing readings on K-pop and K-pop groups, I've noticed there's a lot of weird injuries that happen in K-pop groups. I don't understand what goes on or why it could happen. I do know, I have heard things about the extreme contracts a lot of K-pop groups are under, especially girl K-pop groups, especially when it comes to their diet and stuff like that, and how that can affect them. But anyway, back to the question: why are the Katseye girls constantly getting injured? Okay, Okay, tarot card on the left, like always, is the collective energy of the Katseye group / members. Tarot card on the right is the card I flipped for the pulled for the question on why are the Katseye girls constantly getting injured. Tarot card in the middle is clarifying the energy between the collective energy of the Katseye group and why are the Katseye girls constantly getting injured. So let's hop into this reading. Tarot card on the left we have is that represents the collective energy of the Katseye group. We have the reverse full card. Okay. And then tarot card on the right, it represents, why are the Katseye girls constantly getting injured. We have the Temperance card. Okay. Okay. And tarot card in the middle will represent the collective energy between the collective energy of the Katseye girls and why they're constantly getting injured. We have the reverse King of Swords. Okay. First off, I'm getting this vibe of it's like it's not two things happening at once. It's almost like the answer they give is technically correct. It's almost like, oh, we got injured because, I don't know, so-and-so stepped on my foot. Well, they're not lying. So-and-so did step on their foot, but there is context to why this occurred. It's almost like with that full card that represents the collective energy of the Katseye group. This is my spontaneous, naive, being low-key kind of stupid. Also someone who's very distracted and trying to do something right, but failing miserably. If you connect the reverse full card with the King of Swords, that's giving me energy of it's because I wonder who is watching these, like who, I guess what I'm trying to say, like who is like the manager or whatever, like who has control over these young ladies. It's giving like a little bit of nervous energy, like it's like someone watching you practice dancing and it's making you nervous and you're more likely to make mistakes because they're watching you and they don't like you when you make mistakes because these are the type of people that desire perfection and you're trying to be perfect in front of them and they're making you nervous and you're gonna make a mistake. It's just kind of like that. It's giving me it's like, yeah, they're getting injured. It's because of their own faults, but it's because it's almost like this nervous overwhelm, like someone watching. Um it's giving like forced to be perfect, which means you have to keep doing it over and over again until you're like an expert at it. And because of that, isn't you would think the more times you do it, you would be better at it. You wouldn't make a mistake, but no. The more times you do it, the more like stress you get because you want. Okay, this is the final time. I need to do it right. Like this is the last time I can do this. Like I need to make sure this is perfect. Nothing can be out of place. Like even one little misstep, and boom, it's completely wrong. In that temperance card for why the Katseye girls keep getting injured. And again, this is a card that has to do with harmony, trying to remain balanced, trying to be patient, following this direction, not the other direction, like following a line in a way. And this card, the temperance card, this fiery Sagittarius energy is connecting to the reverse King of Swords, which is someone who is a business person, who is a cold tyrant, who's very calculating, strategic, someone who is very I guess the word would be precise. And again, I feel like there's some type of, I don't know, leader, male, I do think it's kind of male or whatever. I feel like there's someone overseeing these young ladies who command them to be perfect, them to be put together, for them to be ready. It is almost like this constant training. You need to do this and that, this and that, this and that. If you make a mistake, start back over. I just feel like them getting injured is like normal. Like them getting injured is like There's nothing sinister behind it, per se, but I do think there is some type of pressure for them to be perfect, and this perfection creates anxiety, and this anxiety and worry and self-doubt causes the injuries to happen more often. It feels very counterproductive in a way, but most people don't. Like, this reverse King of Swords does not see it this way. They see it this way as, okay, you clearly haven't been practicing enough. If you're still making the same mistake, now do it again. It's kind of like that, being too blinded to realize that maybe you're making them uncomfortable. Maybe you're pushing them too hard. Maybe they cannot be perfect because human beings are not perfect. You guys understand what I'm trying to say? Hopefully it makes sense to you guys. Yes, they do get injured. I do see that happening. I don't think there's anything sinister per se behind it. I do think there is a reason behind it happening more often, if it is happening a lot, if you guys noticing it. I do think there is some type of force, person in charge or something that oversees this group who's pressuring them to be perfect. Everything needs to be exact. You need to be, on top of your stuff. And of course, no one can be perfect every single day. Like, even someone like Beyonce makes mistakes. That's my thing. But yeah, hopefully this answers your question. I feel like the answer is there, despite it. I'm not sure if the question was coming off like, oh, is something shady happening? I don't know. I do think when it comes to this whole injuring the members being injured, I don't think there's anything malicious behind these injuries. I do feel like, because that full card, they do injure themselves they do this by themselves on their own. They hurt themselves on their own, put it like that. But yeah, anyway, moving on to the next question. Okay, so next question we have is there anything shady or sinister going on behind the scenes for the Katseye group? So tarot card on the left, again, I pulled on the collective energy of the Katseye group / members. Tarot card on the right represents, is there anything shady or sinister going on behind the scenes of the Katseye group? And the tarot card in the middle is just representing collective energy between the collective energy of the Katseye group and if there's anything shady or sinister going on behind the scenes. But anyway, let's hop into the reading. Tarot card on the left, which represents the collective energy of the Katseye group. We have the reverse 8 of Swords. Tarot card on the right, we have for, is there anything shady or sinister happening behind the scenes of the Katseye group? We have the reverse High Priestess. That's not good. Okay. Okay. Tarot card in the middle, we have for collective energy between the collective energy of the Katseye group. If there's anything shady going on behind the scenes, yada yada. We have the reverse King of Pentacles. Okay. Again, another reverse king. There's some type of man or masculine energy that has all the power and control over this group. It's just, But anyway, let's focus on this reading. Let's jump over here to the reverse High Priestess. And the reverse High Priestess is telling me, baby, there are secrets. Things are not black and white. And then that reverse High Priestess connecting to that King of Pentacles, which is the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is in reverse, which tells me that's a corrupt business person who only cares about money, greed, power, status, and their career legacy. Okay. And so the question is, is there anything shady or sinister happening behind the scenes? I do think there's something shady happening behind the scenes, especially once what it has to do with the business of this group. It makes me think of people who make groups or like labels that make artists. I'm not trying to throw out any accusations. Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Is giving the vibes like this person who cares only about money, power, and being at the top created. I'm not sure if this is true or accurate. Okay, allegedly. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to give you a description of what I'm thinking that's popping up in my head once I'm looking at these cards. Is this greedy, money-hungry, corrupt individual making a group, let's allegedly say, creating Katseye groups. This Eye group. So it's almost like this is not organic. It's artificial or whatever. Like we made this group ourselves. We picked these people to be together because we want them to make money and we want to control them because we know we can do this and that with them. Okay, you guys will follow me. And secretly, like I said, this corrupt business person, we put this group that we created in this contract where they have to listen to us, where they have to follow our rules, do the things we want in a way to gain more money, more recognition, and more power. So you guys are following me? You guys are following me now? Okay. So do I think there's some shady or sinister things going on behind the scenes for Katseye group? Yes. Yes and no. The reason why I say yes and no is personally for me, because I've done readings on like music labels or whatever. A lot of music labels operate like this. Unfortunately, it's very sad to say. A lot of them think like this, operate like this. Some of them even, think about like stuff when you hear about people in the music industry creating, industry plants and stuff like that. People that's not. They brought someone up. I don't know, out of nowhere, maybe off TikTok or whatever, pumping all this money, using payroll or manipulation to get them big or popular or whatever. I feel like, especially nowadays, it's very common to do something like this because your goal is money being on top. Because if you're on top, then more people are going to come to you wanting to be under your label and you make even more money. And because of this, you want to lock down your people you consider a meal ticket. So people whoever's making, the most money or making you a good amount of money right now, you want to make sure you lock them down and make sure they follow your rules. Because if anything happened, that's your money that they're messing with. That's their investment. And I do think because of that, I do think there's some shady stuff going on with Katseye. And I'm assuming they're a label. I'm not sure. I think they're under Hype or something like that. I don't know. You guys will tell me in the comment section. I do think there's some shadiness going on here, but I do think this is something other labels do. I don't feel like this is the only label or the only shady things happening with a group. I feel like this happens to a lot of K-pop groups, a lot of music artists. I feel like it happens everywhere around the world, to be honest with you. That's why I'm like yes and no, because yeah, it's shady. Yeah, it's very questionable behavior, but it seems like it's practice within the industry for some reason. But real quick before I forget, bouncing over to the reverse 8 of swords, which is representing the collective energy of the Katseye group. Funny enough, this card is basically about empowerment and freeing yourself from a situation you willingly put yourself in. Because if this card was upright, so if the eight of swords was upright, then this is like my victimization. You're playing victim, even though you can you don't have to, you're just doing it. This is also like trapped in prison. But again, this is like yourself victim. Like you're putting yourself in a situation that you can easily get out of. So since this card is reversed, which is freedom, empowerment, and I guess you can say being in control of yourself, and this is connecting with the reverse King of Pentacles, I do think this group is willing participants, allegedly for entertainment purposes. I don't feel like I'm not saying they're not upset, or it just don't feel like they're trapped per se. It's like, oh, I know what I signed up for. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, I know what I signed up for. I knew this was possibly going to happen, or I knew the negative to the con, like pros and cons to this. I feel like the group is aware of what they signed up for, because I just feel like I do feel like this group has a good amount of freedom, but there is some little bit of control. But it's almost like as long as they're doing what they're supposed to do, making their money for this reverse King of Pentacles, I feel like they're pretty good. There's nothing like bad happens to them. Because I do know there's some labels who will sabotage their artists if their artists are not doing what they want, or their artists are no longer making them money. there are labels that do that stuff, which I find crazy, but they do that. But so far with the Katseye group, I don't think they're dealing with that. I feel like they're doing what's supposed to. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're making the money for this reverse King of Pentacles, which means there's no problems for them. I do think secretly there's some shady stuff going on, but I do think that's just the industry in general, like the music industry or the entertainment industry or whatever. That shadiness of like the business practice of it all. I do think the Katseye group doesn't seem bothered at the moment, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. They don't seem bothered. They don't feel trapped yet. Well, I say yet because, like, hey, you never know. Like, hey, these labels be turning on these artists so quick, you don't want to understand. I know. I just don't think there's any. I don't know how to describe it to you guys. It just feel like the group doesn't feel like they're in danger. They don't feel like they're in danger. They feel like they're complicit in what's happening behind the scenes. They're fully aware of what's happening behind the scenes. There's no objections to it, towards what's happening behind the scenes. That's what I'm trying to say to you guys. Like, hopefully they make sense. Hopefully I explain the best way I can. I know once you guys listen to what I have to say, you probably, I guess, better understand the things I'm trying to express. So to answer your question, is there something shady or sinister going on? It's more shady. I don't think it's affecting the Katseye group right now, or at the moment, I don't think it's affecting them at all. I also think it's normal practice, this shady behavior, this business that happens behind the scenes for possible other groups or other music artists. I feel like it happens a lot. It doesn't feel like, danger, danger, police and lawsuits and stuff. It doesn't feel like that. Well, maybe some lawsuits, because if you think about manipulation of stuff, can be fraudulent. But I don't know if everybody's doing it. How can you arrest everybody? Okay, let me not overthink it, okay? But anyway, let me move on. Let me move on to the next question. Okay, last question we have is, why is Scooter Braun all of a sudden claiming the Katseye group after they became successful? Okay, I know a little bit about Scooter Braun. Questionable person with the, if I'm correct, I think Scooter Braun had issues with Justin Bieber. Did he have issues with Taylor Swift? I feel like, is it Taylor Swift? I feel like it is. I feel like, yeah. Yeah. Because Dr. Luke is the with Kesha issue. But I think Scooter Braun is the Justin Bieber and Taylor Swift issue. Okay. But anyway, this guy is not good. If you, like, for the Western artists and stuff like that, he's caused a lot of problems. I think he caused problems too with Ariana Grande too. I think so. He caused a lot of problems. A shafty person, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. This is my opinion. It's all alleged. You don't have to believe me. I'm crazy. Whatever. He caused a lot of problems in the music industry. And I think he got fired or he lost position. And I did hear that he went over to the Japanese or Korean branch music industry of a label that's connected to his previous label he worked at. So I'm assuming the label the Katseye group is under. I think they're under Hive or something like that. So I think he now works there or some type of position. I don't know. I can't remember. Dang it. Okay, whatever. So apparently this question is asking, why is Scooter Braun all of a sudden claiming the Katseye group, after they became successful? I actually don't know a lot about the whole Scooter Braun and Katseye. I'm assuming because he's like from US or whatever, like international, and the Katseye group is very diverse, and they've been promoting them to be a very international group, like trying to get them like mainstream spread out, like not just attracting the Asian market, but also like the Western market or whatever. So I'm assuming that he's behind the creation or behind the promotion of Katseye. I don't know. The question make it seem like he had nothing to do with it, and he just claiming them now that they're popping. So we'll see. But anyway, Tarot card on the left will represent Scooter Braun's energy. Tarot card on the right will represent, why he's suddenly trying to claim Katseye now that they're successful and they're popping. And then tarot card in the middle will clarify the energy between Scooter Braun's energy and why he's trying to suddenly claim Katseye group now that they are successful. But let's hop into the reading. So tarot card on the left represents Scooter Braun's energy. We have the Four Swords. Tarot card on the right that represents, why Scooter Braun's suddenly trying to claim Katseye's group now that they are successful. We have the reverse Seven of Cups and tarot card in the middle that represents a collective energy. No, the energy between Scooter Braun's energy and why he's trying to claim the Katseye's group. We have the Knight of Cups. Wow. Okay, first off, I'm gonna need someone to tell me in the comment section, did this man really have influence in creating Katseye? Like, let me know right now. I have no clue, but first glance, looking at that King of Cups, that is someone who's not just a smooth talker, but also have their own ideals, and they have something to present to other people in a nice, pretty, sparkly package. Almost like, look at this. I put this girl and that girl together, and I threw some clothes on them. I came up with this crazy name, and then boom, this is a K-pop group. This is a perfect K-pop group for international fans too. It is giving that he has some type of influence with making this group somehow. Either making them, promoting them. I don't know. He's coming in like some knight in shining armor with his King of Cup card. So someone's gonna have to tell me in the comment section what did he have influence over? Did he have influence over their music? Like their promotion? Did he pick these young ladies out to be in this group? Like, what kind of influence did he have? But hopping over to the Four Swords for Scooter Braun's energy. The Four Swords is giving me Scooter Braun is trying to start over. He's trying to reset himself, maybe reset his image, really trying to, get back on his grind. This is someone who needed a break, who needed a rest. And now that they rested up, they're ready to hop back on their horse and get back to work and start doing what they love to do. So that makes me think again, did he really have some type of influence with creating the Katseye group? I don't know, but you guys will know the answer to that question. Because I do feel like allegedly for entertainment purposes only, I do feel like he has some type of influence. I don't know how big or how small he has some type of influence with this group. Now hopping over to the reverse Seven of Cups. Okay. Hopefully you guys are following me. So if this reverse Seven of Cups was upright, then that card would have meant that this is like delusional. You're fantasizing something that's not true, not real. You have all these things, but you're focusing on that. And you're being, what's the word? I guess ridiculous and almost, I guess, unprofessional. And since this card is not upright, is in reverse, which is telling me this card is a card where you only have one way, like one option. And this card of being realistic, you're very clear thinking. You know what you want, you know what you did, you know what you got, and you're satisfied with it. And I keep hearing in my head is throwing darts at a wall and seeing what what sticks. It makes me think, did he have multiple attempts of trying to make a K-pop group or international group or something? I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, these cards are making me think he has some type of influence with the Katseye group. I have no clue what it could be. Like, I have no clue what it could be. Did he write songs? Did he connect the group with some people? Did he do promotion? Did he pick out which girls? This and that. Like, did he? I don't know what he did. Did he, like, you guys have to tell me, did he actually, like, did he have some type of influence? Like it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be big, but there's something here that he had influence over when it comes to this Cat's group. He did something. He did something. And I feel like with the reverse Seven of Cups and the Knight of Cups upright, he did something multiple times. But for Katseye, it stuck. It worked. It took off. And now he's claiming it. Like the comment said, he's claiming that success. So I do feel like there's a reason, there's a logical reason behind him claiming the Katseye success. Also, this success of this group is definitely helping him boost his new image that he's trying to create for himself too. So it's almost like everything's working as planned. That's what I'm saying. Like, what's his connection to the Katseye group? Like, I know he's under that new label, the new international branch label, or whatever. So is this like some accolades or something? Like, what did he do for this group? Like, what did he contribute? That's what I'm very, very curious about. And why do I also feel like, because the reverse Seven of Cups is someone who is stopping distractions, or someone who's not distracted. Why do I feel like he's going to use this group as a message or to distract from something else going on? Maybe because he have backlash with the other US artists with his behavior. Maybe he's going to use Katseye's group as a bargaining chip. Like, look, I'm better. I'm not like what they said. Look at what I did with this group. Like, don't get rid of me. Like, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. They're just mad because they owe me money, or I wanted more money from them. I feel like he's trying to use the Katseye as a bargaining chip for some reason to paint away from distraction of his other problems. And why do I think it's going to fucking work? What the hell? He's coming out like this Prince fucking Charming. Like, whatever he's doing is working. That's my thing. Like I know that Scooter Braun is a shady person, especially what he did with some of the US artists, but it's not affecting him when it comes to him being a part of this international branch and being connected to the Katseye. It seems like he's benefiting from whatever he's doing. He's going to benefit with this new connection or this new success of the Katseye group. Huh. Yeah, it's coming off like the reverse. It's the reverse Seven of Cups. It's coming off like I chose them. Like, I've done all these different things, trying to make all these other people or these other groups try to pop off, but them. I chose this group. Either he put investments, money, connections. I don't know what he did. He pointed at this or pointed at all these people, pushed them into a group, and boom, they became successful. I don't know how. I don't know what. I just feel like he had some type of, I guess, importance or participation in the creation or the success of the Katseye group. Like, I know it's very hard to say this, or very hard to admit this. I do think, allegedly for entertainment purposes, Scooter Braun had some type of influence. I'm not sure how big or how little, guys, with Katseye group. I'm not sure what the hell he did. I have no clue. I only pulled one card. So I only got enough time to pull one card. I'm just telling you the baseline of the energy of what I'm picking up from these cards. I feel like he has some type of influence somehow, somewhat. I don't know. And low key, this kind of pisses me off because, again, no shade. Scooter Braun is a shady person. He ain't good or nothing like that. And it kind of makes me mad seeing a person who ain't ish. They're like winning, succeeding in life. You know what I mean? Like someone who should be, irrelevant or canceled or whatever, and they're like still succeeding. Kind of irks me a little bit. But I can't lie to you guys. Like, these cards, they're pretty freaking positive. And it seems like he has some type of connection or type of influence that came with the Katseye group. I don't know what it is, but he seems to have some type of participation in helping with the success of Katseye. I have no clue how. I don't know. But he has some type of influence of helping them. Whew, okay. I think that's enough. I just want to thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the questions. I took some of the questions from this person's comments. I took out the mono, yeah, mono. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right again. I took out the questions about mono in the label. I was gonna make that into a possible part 3, so I can go more in depth with those questions. They did leave those type of questions, so look out for that. But yeah, I think that's all I gotta say. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.